Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin our conversation. Okay, Siddhant.
Hi, sir. Siddhant from Vion. Sir, we saw a comment by the NATO SD regarding the Prime Minister being on phone call with the Russian President and talking about what's the strategy. We have seen increasingly such comments but particularly regarding the NATO chief's comments, any response by the Indian side?
Shailendra.
सर शैलेंद्र वांगू न्यूज़ 18 इंडिया। अमेरिकी राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने एक नया ऑर्डर निकाला है 100% टैरिफ फार्मा कंपनीज पे, तो इससे इंडियन कंपनीज पे कितना असर पड़ेगा और क्या इस मुद्दे को भारत ने अमेरिका के साथ उठाया है?
प्रणय।
सर प्रणय उपाध्याय, आज तक इंडिया टुडे से। टर्की के राष्ट्रपति अर्दोआन ने संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ के अंदर एक बयान दिया है जिसमें उन्होंने कहा है कि कश्मीर मुद्दे को जो है यूएन के रेजोल्यूशन के तहत सुलझाया जाना चाहिए और इस मामले पर टर्की अपना समर्थन देता है। इस पर आपकी टिप्पणी तो दीजिएगा ही, लेकिन साथ ही बताइएगा कि क्या नॉर्थ साइप्रस को लेकर भारत की नीति है और भारत इस मामले को क्या यूएन में उठाने जा रहा है?
Sir, Ravinder Singh Rawal, independent journalist. Sir, you have seen that as Harjeet Kaur was recently deported from US, as US was saying she was not possessing the required document to live there. So how does India view this increase in deportation from USA, and as well as many visa fraud cases been popped up in many states in India? So what steps MEA has been taking? And my second question was that why did MEA issue an advisory to travel to Iran?
Okay. Mega.
How many Indians have been recently deported by the US authorities? Or is there a flight which landed in Punjab recently?
Okay. Mega.
Good afternoon, sir. My question is about the US administration making a statement of reclaiming the Bagram Air Base. There is also a meeting that has been held between President Trump and Asim Munir and Shahbaz Sharif. Do you see a potential involvement of Pakistan in aiding America in this initiative? And what is your response? What is India's response?
So one by one, first to Siddhant's question, we have seen statement by NATO Secretary General Mr. Mark Rutte regarding a purported phone conversation between Prime Minister of India and President Vladimir Putin of Russia. This statement, let me clarify, is factually incorrect and entirely baseless. At no point has Prime Minister Modi spoken with President Putin in the manner suggested. No such conversation has taken place. We expect the leadership of an important and esteemed institution like NATO to exercise greater responsibility and accuracy in public statements. Speculative or careless remarks that misrepresent the Prime Minister's engagement or suggest conversations that never occurred are unacceptable. As previously stated, India's energy imports are meant to ensure predictable and affordable energy cost to the Indian consumer. India will continue taking all necessary measures to safeguard its national interests and economic security. शैलेंद्र, आपका सवाल जो शायद कल जो एक नोटिस आया था सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट पे, हम लोगों ने देखा है कि नए टैरिफ की बात हो रही है फार्मा पे और भी अन्य कुछ पदार्थ पे। तो इस रिपोर्ट को हम लोगों ने देखा है और हमारे यहाँ जो मंत्रालय, जो विभाग इससे संबंधित है, वो इस मामले पे नज़र रखे हैं और उसको उस पर देख रहे हैं कि क्या उस पर असर पड़ता है। विशेष जानकारी के लिए तो मैं कहूँगा कि जो संबंधित मंत्रालय हैं यहाँ पर, उनसे बातचीत करेंगे तो ज़्यादा आपको जानकारी मिल सकती है। उन्होंने कश्मीर के मुद्दे पे हम लोगों का बयान साफ है, हमारा क्या पोजीशन रहा है पिछले गत सालों में, गत दशकों में, उससे आप सभी लोग भली भांति वाकिफ़ हैं। जहाँ तक नॉर्थ साइप्रस की आपने बात कही, मैं आपका ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहूँगा, जो विदेश मंत्री की मीटिंग हुई साइप्रस के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर से, उस पे ये बातचीत हुई और वहाँ पर आपका ध्यान मैं आकर्षित करना चाहूँगा कि विदेश मंत्री ने इस बात पर बातचीत की और ये कहा गया कि हम उस बात का समर्थन करते हैं कि एक कॉम्प्रहेंसिव और लास्टिंग सेटलमेंट हो साइप्रस के मुद्दे पे इन अकॉर्डेंस विथ द अग्रीड यूएन फ्रेमवर्क एंड रेलेवेंट यूएनएससी रेजोल्यूशंस। Ravinder, coming to your question, first, the number of deportations that have happened from the United States. In the last several months, since January 2025, so far we've had 2,417 Indian nationals deported or repatriated from the United States. In the case of Ms. Harjeet Kaur, she also returned recently. You are well aware of our position on migration. We want to promote legal pathways of migration. At the same time, India stands against illegal migration. Whenever there is a person who does not possess a legal status in any country and he or she is referred to us with documents, if there are claims of being that he or she is an Indian national, we do the background check, we confirm the nationality, and then we are in a position to take them back. And this is what has been happening with deportations from the United States. As far as visa fraud cases and other such matters are concerned, we have, as I told you, we want to promote legal migration from India. At the same time, we want to see how best we can clamp down or curb illegal migration, because that undermines our efforts to promote legal migration. The Government of India has been working very closely, or several ministries of Government of India has been working very closely with state governments to crack down on agents, on people who are promoting illegal migration, visa frauds that you mentioned. We have launched, sorry. So we are at the same time raising awareness about legal migration. We've also been issuing regular advisories for our nationals to stay away from, the kind of employment opportunities that are being offered in Southeast Asia that you saw, or the advisory that we recently issued on Iran, and several such movements that have taken place recently. We've also, as I told you, we also are promoting that more and more people should look at e-migrate portal, because that is comprehensive in nature. It will give you what are the steps taken, what are the steps to be taken for legal migration, which are the agencies which have been recruited, which have been certified by Government of India, and what are the do's and don'ts involved, what you have to do when you reach your destination, what sort of help can the Indian missions abroad give you, so on and so forth. So all these details are there on e-migrate portal, and I will request you to have a look. The Protectorate of Immigrants, as you know, it has offices all across India. The Ministry of External Affairs works through them, along with the state governments, to see how best we can promote legal migration and how best we can clamp down on illegal migration. On the question of Iran, you would have seen our advisory as well. We just want to tell you that in recent recent months, we've seen that several Indian nationals on landing in Iran, they have been kidnapped by criminal gangs. Now, between Iran and India, we have a visa-free regime, but this visa-free regime is only valid for tourism purposes. There are people, there are agents who, in connivance with several others, they have been luring our nationals to go to Iran for employment purposes. The visa-free entry is not meant for employment purposes, and also giving them a pretext that through Iran you'll be sent across to third countries for employment opportunities. So those we have taken that we have issued an advisory so that people are aware of these facts and what has been happening, and so that they can stay away from all these people who are promoting illegal migration. Recently, as I told you, several cases of kidnapping of Indian nationals have been reported once they landed in Tehran. Megha, on a question regarding Bagram Air Base, yes, we have seen those reports, but I don't have any comments to offer on this particular matter, as I said last time as well. On the meeting between the United States and some other countries that you referred, it is a question that you must take to them. But as far as India is concerned, we closely follow all developments that have an impact on our interests. Uma?
So I'm Huma Siddiqui from Stat News Global. I have two questions. Number one, the foreign External Affairs Minister had a meeting with the Sika member countries. What was the outcome, if you can share those details? And my second question is India looking at importing crude from Iran and Venezuela? Because this was apparently discussed during talks when the commerce team met with their counterparts there.
Ram Prakash.
सर ब्रह्म प्रकाश दुबे जी न्यूज़ से मेरा सवाल ये है कि अभी हाल ही में पाकिस्तान और सऊदी अरेबिया के बीच जिस तरह से एक समझौता हुआ है उसको लेकर भारत किस नज़रिए से देखता है, क्योंकि उसमें साफ कहा गया है कि दोनों देशों में से किसी भी देश पर अगर कोई बाहरी दिक्कत आती है तो दोनों का सामूहिक दिक्कत समझी जाएगी. थैंक यू.
नीरज.
सर नीरज हूँ न्यूज 18 इंडिया से. अभी न्यूयॉर्क में मोहम्मद यूनुस ने बताया कि भारत और बांग्लादेश के बीच तनाव की क्या वजह है. उसमें एक वजह शेख हसीना का भारत में होना भी उन्होंने माना, और छात्र आंदोलन को भारत पसंद नहीं करता है वहाँ जो हो रहे हैं. तो इन वजहों को बताया, कैसे देख रहा है विदेश मंत्रालय?
उमा.
उमाशंकर सिंह, इंडिपेंडेंट जर्नलिस्ट. मेरा सवाल रूस में फंसे भारतीयों को लेकर है. जो भारतीय वापस लौट गए, क्या उसके बाद कुछ और भारतीयों का वहाँ पता चला है, और अगर हाँ तो क्या उनकी वापसी की जो प्रक्रिया है वो कहाँ तक पहुँची है?
केशव.
Hello. Thank you, sir. Keshav Padmanabhan from The Print. My first question is that the chief advisor of Bangladesh, Mohammed Yunus, the other day was saying that when it comes to SAARC, there's only one country that is preventing the activities of the bloc. I've heard your statements before from this platform with regards to SAARC, but with this continuously coming up from Bangladesh, does the government of India have any clear statement on what it wants to do with this organization? And if you would permit me, a second question is, in addition to the tariffs that Donald Trump announced last night, he's announced it as well on some specific furnitures, which is about 50%. India's largest export, about $1.1 billion of furniture, goes to the US every year. It's about 50%. So is this on top of the additional 50% tariffs? Is there any understanding with the government of India with regards to this? Thank you.
Okay, so first, Huma, your question. We did have a meeting with Sika foreign ministers. This was held on 25th September. External Affairs Minister had a meeting with Sika foreign ministers. As you know, Sika is an important partner for us as far as South-South cooperation is concerned, and the ambit of Global South solidarity is concerned. Both Sika and India are working together to advance collaboration, cooperation in the fields of digital transformation, renewable energy, food, health, security, and climate action. As far as crude from Iran and Venezuela, I don't have any information in that regard. ब्रह्म पाकिस्तान और सऊदी अरेबिया के बीच में जो संधि हुई है, अभी डिफेंस पैक्ट हुआ है, उसके बारे में हम लोगों ने एक वक्तव्य जारी किया था और पिछले बार प्रेसर में हम इस बात पर हम लोगों ने इस पर बातचीत भी हुई थी. हमने ये कहा था कि भारत और सऊदी अरब के बीच में एक सामरिक साझेदारी है जो कि पिछले कुछ सालों में मजबूत हुआ है और हमारा ये उम्मीद है कि हमारी जो स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप है या सामरिक साझेदारी है, ये आपसी हितों और संवेदनशीलताओं को ध्यान में रखेगा. नीरज, फॉर्मर जो प्रधानमंत्री हैं शेख हसीना, उनके बारे में हम लोगों ने इस मंच से कई बार आपको बताया है कि हमारा क्या पोजीशन है, तो उससे ज़्यादा मेरे पास और कुछ कहने को नहीं है. मैं चाहूँगा कि आप हमारे जो पोजीशन पहले जो हमने कहा है उस पर ध्यान केंद्रित करें. उमा, योर क्वेश्चन, आपका सवाल रूस में जो भारतीय नागरिक वहाँ के रूसी सेना में हैं उनके बारे में है. देखिए, हाल ही के दिनों में हम लोगों को पता चला कि कुछ और भारतीय नागरिक रूसी सेना में को उन्होंने ज्वाइन कर लिया है. यह बात हम लोगों को भारतीय उनके परिवारजन के मार्फत से पता चला है. इस बात को हम लोगों ने दोनों तरफ, रशिया में उनका जो यहाँ पर दूतावास है और मॉस्को में जो उनका सरकार है, दोनों के साथ हम लोगों ने फिर से उठाया है और बहुत मजबूती से उठाया है कि जल्द से जल्द जो हमारे नागरिक हैं उनको वहाँ से रिहा करा जाए. करीबन 27 लोग हैं जो अभी जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, 27 लोग जो भारतीय नागरिक अभी रूसी सेना में कुछ हाल ही के दिनों में भर्ती हुए थे और उनको हम लोग वहाँ से निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. साथ ही साथ मैं आपको ध्यान लेना चाहूँगा कि हम लोगों ने कई एक दफ़ा पहले भी एक एडवाइजरी इशू किया था कि लोग इस प्रकार का प्रलोभन देके वहाँ पर बुलाया जाता है उससे बचें. तो एक बार फिर आपके माध्यम से और आप सभी लोगों के माध्यम से ये मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि हमारे जो वहाँ जाके रूसी सेना में जाने के भर्ती होने के बाद जो खतरा है, जो जान का खतरा है, इस पर लोग ध्यान दें और उससे जो वहाँ पर प्रलोभन दिया जाता है, जो जिस प्रकार का एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ की बात की जाती है, उससे लोग बचें. Keshav, see, on India's position is very clear on connectivity. We want to promote regional connectivity and collaboration. As far as SAARC is concerned, we made our position very clear. There is one particular country which is responsible for holding progress in SAARC. And you know that country, which country is that country. On tariff issues, the latest tariff announcements, concerned departments of Government of India are looking into it, and hopefully we'll have a greater understanding on this particular matter. But at the same time, let me also tell you that as you're aware, India and the United States, they are involved in a bilateral trade agreement over the last few months. These ongoing discussions naturally cover all areas of interest to us. And if you want any more specific details on this particular as to how this tariff is going to play out, I would say that you'll have to get in touch with Department of Commerce and the relevant other Government of India agencies. Can we have more? Kalol?
Kalol Bhattacharya from the Hindu, sir. Sir, President Trump has met the leadership of Pakistan and also General Munir. Do you have a comment on that?
Jessica?
This is Jessica Taneja for DD India. In Bangladesh, the Chhatra Shibir, which is affiliated to the Jamaat-e-Islami party, has won a decisive victory in the Dhaka University student elections. Any comment on that?
Sanjay?
Sir, this is Sanjay from ITV News. There is a news reports that British Prime Minister is likely to take a trip to India in the first week of October. Could you tell us some more details about the agenda and the objective of the trip? And also, sir, the British victims of Air India crash have been making a strong allegation that they are not being given any update about the investigation or what's happening with this whole thing. So would you like to offer any comment on that? Thank you.
Krishmohan?
सर कृष्णमोहन शर्मा भारत एक्सप्रेस से। अभी तर्कीये का एक बयान आया है कि जो जम्मू और कश्मीर में जो चीज़ें हो रही हैं, खास करके जो कल परसों में जो वहाँ पर दुर्घटना हुई, कि इसको यूएनजीए के रिजोल्यूशन के हिसाब से इसको सॉल्व किया जाए, और उस एक तरीके से वो मध्यस्थता करने की भी बात कर रहे हैं सर।
Okay. There, Sudhi.
Sir, thank you. Shudhi Ranjan from Bloomberg, sir. We saw the foreign minister, external affairs minister meeting his American counterpart recently. Can you give us an understanding whether H-1B visas were raised? Is there an assurance from the United States? And also, is India now trying to include the H-1B visa issue in the trade talks, therefore including services as well?
Okay, so let's get over these first. So Kalol, first on your meetings that have that you talked about between the US President and other dignitaries, we've taken note of those meetings. Jessica, I have no comments to offer on the university level elections that have recently been held in Bangladesh. On the parliamentary elections scheduled to be held in February of next year, we have repeatedly underlined our expectation of a smooth and peaceful democratic transition through free, fair, credible and inclusive elections in the country, in Bangladesh that is. Sanjay, on the visit of the UK Prime Minister, we will update you as and when we have more details. These visits are announced at the appropriate time. On Air India victims, I understand the investigation is going on. For more details, you'll have to get in touch with the concerned GOI authorities. But as far as I'm concerned, I'll try to get you some update on that. कृष्णमोहन जी, कश्मीर के मुद्दे पे हमारा रवैया, हमारा पक्ष बड़ा साफ है, उसमें कोई बदलाव नहीं आया है। जहाँ तक मध्यस्थता की बात है, वहाँ भी तीसरे किसी भी पक्ष की द्विपक्षीय मुद्दों पे भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच में द्विपक्षीय जो मुद्दे हैं, उसमें कोई जगह नहीं है तीसरे पक्षों का। So the External Affairs Minister had a meeting with Secretary of State Mark Rubio in New York. This was on 22nd of September. In the meeting, External Affairs Minister and Secretary of State they were joined by Commerce and Industry Minister from our side and USTR from the American side. We also had several officials participating in that meeting. The focus of the discussion was on trade and tariffs. Other aspects of bilateral relationship was also discussed. With regard to H-1B, let me tell you, you are aware that Ministry and our embassy in Washington, D.C., they have been in active touch with the US administration. You would have seen after those changes were announced, subsequent to that, clarifications and FAQs were issued by the US side on as to how it's going to play out. This is still an evolving situation and we remain engaged at various levels. I mean, since you asked the question of H-1B, let me also tell you that we've also seen a notice by the Department of Homeland Security regarding the proposed rulemaking, some of the new changes that we want. Understand that the stakeholders from the industries and others, they have been given a month to comment on it. As far as we are concerned, we have stated this earlier as well, skilled talent mobility and exchanges between India and the United States. They have contributed significantly to innovation, wealth creation, economic growth, competitiveness, productivity in the two economies, and we want to remain engaged with all concerned, including the industry, and we also hope that these factors that I just talked about will receive due consideration. Okay, Shivam.
Thank you, sir. This is Shivam Patel from Reuters News. So a couple of weeks ago, you talked about the lifting of some economic restrictions by China after the Chinese foreign minister's visit to India. I just wanted to follow up whether any sort of rare earth licenses or anything has developed on the rare earth front, and also on the tunnel boring machines that were stuck in China for a while. Thank you.
Okay. Ajay.
Sir, good afternoon. I'm Ajay Banerjee with the Tribune. Jaiswal sir, I intend to ask you about yesterday, Russian Deputy Prime Minister called on Prime Minister Modi. Can you share, because you have issued a press release about the talks that happened, can you share if we have flagged to the Russians during the meeting yesterday or in the previous meetings we had with the Russian media has been reporting about additional military equipment being sourced from Russia?
Okay. Ishi?
This is Yeshi Seli from Business India. President Trump had said that India is one of the primary funders of the war on Ukraine because it's buying oil from Russia. Any comments on that? And also President Erdogan had raked up the Kashmir issue in UN. Do you have any comments?
Please don't repeat the same question. I've already answered it.
Oh, sorry, I came in a little late.
Manish Chand, the India Rights Network. As of now, what is the status of the Quad Summit? Will India be hosting it, or is there a plan for another Quad country to host it? And secondly, Malaysia will be hosting the ASEAN Summit towards the end of the month. Who will represent India? Will Prime Minister be going? Thank you.
Yeah, question. Yeah.
Sir, this is Nairima Basu, independent journalist. Wanted to understand from you, the EU has also said that while we want to upgrade ties with India, India's purchase of Russian oil remains an obstacle, and they've kind of tied it up with the progress in the India FTA. So can you share some comments on that, please? Thank you.
Okay, Shivam, first coming to your question, our specific concerns on restrictive measures on trade and roadblocks to economic cooperation have been taken up with the Chinese side during various high-level exchanges, and we have been informing you of those. When our leaders met in Tianjin, they underlined the need to proceed from a political and strategic direction to address economic issues. Both sides have also agreed to explore and resume dialogue mechanism and exchanges to enhance cooperation while addressing each other's concerns. Ajay, your question regarding the visit of Deputy Prime Minister from Russia. Well, this visit happened yesterday. The Deputy Prime Minister of Russia is here along with a delegation to participate in the World Food Programme. On that occasion, he met with our Prime Minister, where we discussed cooperation between the two countries, specifically in the fields of fertilizer, food processing, agriculture, both. There's a lot that we can do between the two countries. As far as defense cooperation is concerned, this is something which is ongoing between the two countries. Asia and Kashmir, I've already answered, you know our position. Manish, on the status of Quad. See, Quad is a platform. Sorry, just a second. We see it as a valuable forum for discussion on shared interests in number of areas. As far as leaders level summit is concerned or is to be scheduled, these happen through diplomatic consultations or will happen through diplomatic consultations among the four partners. Nanima, your question regarding Russian oil. On Russian oil and energy sourcing, we have articulated our position very well. What is our broad approach to it? On the EU comments on Russian oil, let me also tell you, and would like to attract your attention to some of the comments that have been made by several leaders, including President Trump, on that EU and NATO and G7 countries should also look at halting energy imports from Russia. I mean, there cannot be any double standard in the matter. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this press briefing. Thank you.